Hello, and welcome to another episode of Unboxing Women, where we explore the gender gap in the music and entertainment industry. If you're active in the music business, an independent artist, a musician, or are just curious about how it all works, then this pod is for you. My name is Dana Rex, and with me is my friend Micah Rose, and we are both independent recording artists based in Europe. After having been called a bitch for knowing what we want, we were fed up and decided to be such a bitch and reveal what really goes on behind the scenes. You can listen to us on your favorite podcast platform and our YouTube channel. Today, we are going to talk about Rihanna, everything Rihanna, also the Super Bowl that happened in February. So, Micah, did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show?
I didn't watch it at the time because it's like in the middle of the night for us, but I did watch it since. And honestly, I thought it was really cool. Like I watched the one last year and I think the year before I remember vaguely one was it Beyonce and J-Lo and the other one was like Adam Levine or something. Um
I think Beyonce was separate, and then J-Lo and Shakira.
okay.
It was J-Lo and Shakira, yeah.
Oh, yeah, J-Lo and Shakira, yeah. And at some point, Adam Levine did one as well, and that was awful.
I don't know
Um,
that person, but I do
oh, it's the guy
know.
from Maroon 5.
Oh, yes, I don't know him
Yeah.
separately.
Mhm.
Interesting. Interesting. And why did he do? I mean, we're talking about Rihanna today, but why did that guy do
Yes.
something without Maroon 5? That's so
I don't
weird.
know if it was with Maroon 5. It just you kind of I don't know, in Germany, it's like, Adam Levine and not
Oh.
necessarily Maroon 5.
Oh,
Um, so I don't know why, but mm,
that's weird
and,
because in Belgium, not at all. It's like Maroon 5. I had no idea that was his name.
okay. Yeah. No, it's his name. Um,
Wow.
but,
So what did he
um
do in Germany that makes him like stick out
I have
of?
no idea, absolutely no idea. I just remember that, was it that or was it after that, that they brought out that song that was, like, plagiarized from Bach or something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but you can plagiarize from Bach, so it's fine
Yeah.
because it's, like, Creative Commons. But, yeah, his halftime show was shit because, like, he was, like, off key all the time, if I remember
Oh,
correctly. But
shit.
Rihanna was, like, so on point,
I was
and
surprised at this because she's usually not good in live shows.
really? See,
Yes.
I've never seen a live show of hers, so I was like, "Oh, wow, she sounds basically like her recordings," and you can see that she's actually doing it live as well.
Well,
So, yeah,
I
it's
have a
probably like
remark.
too soon, but yeah.
Yes, I have a remark. So yeah, I watched it, and during Umbrella, she's already kind of all in the groove and everything, and there the Ella, she goes Ella, 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 and the last Ella, she's actually looking to the back
Away
already, and
from
you can
the
still
microphone,
hear,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
what I think happened is also because she's pregnant again. I think because it's not the original recordings from the CD, like they didn't just like play the song.
No.
She recorded something in the studio before, which they used as like they call it an emergency track or something. Or wait, during my live show there was also a thing that we had just in case we had a recording of the band
Yeah.
just in
Mhm.
case the connection with the instruments would fail. And
Mhm.
it was something, it was called I'll figure it out. It's something
Like a
like an
fallback
emergency
or
track.
something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I think that they just put on the emergency track, and that, if she wanted to say something in the mic extra, the mic was on, but I
Yeah.
I don't think she was singing the whole thing live. And that's why it was so good, because obviously it was prepared in advance. Rihanna is known for not doing very well in live situations. I don't know whose fault that
Mhm.
is, because she should have a monitor guy doing only her and having,
Mhm.
control over that. Um, but in the past, she has had a lot of not singing in tune in live shows.
Mhm.
Or the first year I can
Yeah. Yeah.
understand, second year
Yeah.
maybe, but after that, you have to become a pro. Um, so yeah, I was very surprised, and so I started looking at it, and maybe
Oh, yeah.
searching for it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Well, I actually noticed that bit too
Yeah,
because, I was like, "Okay, that's a little bit obvious." There was one situation where she was singing something like that should have been quite not difficult, but more taxing to sing, and she didn't look like she was taxing herself.
I
But
saw
I
that
was
one
like,
too.
"Oh, maybe she's not like maybe she can just sing that way and not tax herself." But I'm like, "Actually, you should be able to see that in the body when you're singing there." So,
You couldn't
yeah,
see
that was
it in
interesting.
her in her, yeah, you couldn't
No.
see it.
Yeah.
I noticed that one too. I don't remember exactly which song it was, but I noticed that too. I'm like, "Ah, I'm
Yeah.
not entirely
Yeah.
sure this is not live." Yeah,
But
yeah.
then, like, she didn't actually do all the high notes, so that kind of brought me back to maybe she's not, like,
But she's
faking it.
pregnant. And Adele also said that while she was pregnant, her voice was much lower than usual and that
Mhm.
she couldn't catch, do high notes like she used to. And that's also why the song that Adele did for James Bond is so low because she recorded it when she was pregnant. So that's a known
Okay.
thing that our voices change while we're pregnant. So that's probably why she just chose to do like the comfortable thing. And she did sing the
Mhm,
whole thing, but she sang it before in a studio. And yeah, they
mhm.
prepped it.
Yeah, yeah.
They prepped it.
Well, I mean, it was still a really great show, though. I really loved the
Absolutely.
dancers and stuff. Actually, did you notice, I'm not sure if I noticed this correctly, but I think that all of her dancers and all of her bandmates as well are people of color.
I noticed that too.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's really cool, but
Yeah.
that's something I noticed.
The thing that a lot of people don't realize is that the NFL doesn't pay the artists for their performance. Um,
Mhm.
so they do pay all the costs associated with putting on the show, like audio and stage equipment and the staffers for the production and travel expenses and all of that. But this is also
Mhm.
sometimes shared with the sponsor. And the cost of production alone can go up to like $10 million. And usually the artist spends millions of their own money too to pay their dancers and styling and choreographies and the rehearsals and everything beforehand. So they,
Wow.
you know, they also don't pick out like a dead moment in their career. It's always accompanied by an album release a few months following the show. Or in Rihanna's case, she used the show to announce her second baby that's on the way. And um,
Mhm.
an album has been announced for after the birth, somewhere end of 2023.
Okay.
And it would be the first time in like 6 years that she's releasing music. Well, besides the Wakanda thing. And uh,
Been a
there was
long
one
time,
other
yeah.
one, or it was Wakanda last year, but it's supposed to be on this album as well. So it's all in the
Okay.
same kind of vibe. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I was wondering how much you knew about, why artists would do this show if they weren't even paid.
Well, I wasn't actively aware of them not being paid, but I had vaguely heard that it it doesn't surprise me because I think I've heard it before. So, I don't know. I think that the Super Bowl is like a huge thing and like it's a very prestigious event for artists, especially in America and the USA. Um, but it's kind of like I feel like it's kind of like singing the national anthem, at whatever show they do that at, I don't quite remember.
They do it
Um,
at every
at
sports
all
event.
sports events, right. But I remember, like, Ariana Grande singing the national anthem at one point in somewhere, and, I don't think that was at the Super Bowl because
They also sing it at the Super Bowl at the start of it because Lady
right.
Gaga did a halftime show, but the year
Mhm.
before that, I think she did the national anthem. So it's not never the
Oh,
same
okay,
artist. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. Alright, so maybe that was that, and, it's kind of like, if you do it, like, badly, it's like you've lost, and if you do it, like, well, you still haven't really won though, because it's not a it's you can't win. So it's
Mm.
kinda like the Super Bowl, it's like, if you do it really well, then yeah, people will love you for it, but if you do it, like, badly, and it has the potential to go badly, then it's gonna be like I feel like it's a huge risk.
Well,
Um,
it is a risk, and that's why, they don't just give it to anybody, and it has to all fit in a story and a
mhm,
marketing plan, I guess. Because, yeah, the marketing that they do for the halftime show itself is significant. And I mean, streaming, radio play, sales, and sync of the artist's music grows in the lead up to the show, and it
mhm,
spikes just after, like reviving the catalog. And it,
mhm.
it brings in a lot of revenue of the music alone. I mean, usually it's a 400% climb. So even if you do a bad job on the day, you have the whole lead up.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, people are gonna, your fans are gonna like it anyway, and they're gonna start
yeah,
listening again
true.
to your music, to put this in perspective, for Rihanna, it was 400%, but usually it is around that number. I think Dr. Dre was last year. Yeah, Dr. Dre was last year, and he saw a 183% increase in album sales and a
Mhm.
105% bump in on demand streams, according to data from Luminate. And Mary J. Blige was there. She was a guest in his show, and her
Okay.
album sales jumped
What?
999% during that
Whoa.
time. Yeah, that's
That's insane.
crazy. And like Snoop
Yeah, I
Dogg
feel
was
like
there.
it's yeah, for smaller artists, it'd probably be more of a climb.
Well, yeah, or like legacy artists like Mary J. Blige. I mean,
Mhm.
she's had her successes, but obviously
Yeah.
maybe the new generation doesn't really know about it, and then she just gets all these new people that she can reach. And Snoop Dogg
Mhm.
rose 361%,
Well.
apparently. Um, so it's significant only for the music, and of course Rihanna doesn't only do music. She
Mhm.
also
That's
plugged her
true.
Fenty makeup products during the show by
Mhm.
touching up her
By
face
touching up her face, yeah.
mid-show. Yeah, I mean, very clever, because this
Yeah,
blew up on the internet and sales went up significantly. I mean, the numbers
of
are
course they did.
ridiculous. Um,
Uh, oh, I don't even want to know. Actually, I bought my first
yes, you
Fenty
do.
product.
You
Yes.
do. Yes, yes,
I
you do.
do want to know.
Let's
Okay,
see.
tell me.
Okay, her makeup line, Fenty Beauty, which she applied during the show, garnered 5.6 million in earned media in the first 12 hours following the game. So the monetization of all the videos that were going around about Fenty right after the show, because of the touching up,
Yeah.
that's what actually earned. So you don't only earn nowadays with selling your products, you also earn with all the videos everywhere, like on TikTok
Mhm.
and on YouTube, obviously. And so all of this garners um, money and
Income,
royalties,
yeah.
and it makes
Mm.
income. So yeah, first 12 hours, 5.6 million earned in the media. And her lingerie line, Savage X Fenty, earned 2.6 million. According to Launch Metrics, I have all the sources here today.
Wow.
So I
Somebody
mean,
came really prepped, yeah.
I am super
Um,
prepped. But this is
it's
insane.
insane. Yeah, it really is. That's
So
so even if she paid, like, millions of dollars for, all the, like, rehearsals and the dancers and et cetera, she probably made that back within the 12 hours after the show.
that's kind of, yeah, that's what they're counting
Yeah,
on, and then
yeah,
some.
yeah.
Because I mean, it doesn't stop there. She has a clothesline as well. I don't know if that's Savage X Fenty as well, because that's lingerie, but also clothes, I think. Um,
Mhm.
and so what happened is, let's see, the performance comes days before Valentine's Day, and that's a historically busy time for the lingerie industry.
Yeah, that was a good shout, yeah.
Yeah, and then both brands have launched limited edition game day lines featuring football themed sweats, shirts, um, and other stuff like lipsticks and bowl shaped makeup sponges. Yeah, so they did a
Right.
line of
Yeah.
clothes, they did a line of makeup, um, and a line of lingerie or something, especially for this like thing. It's
Yeah.
all gonna go
Yeah.
to her and her
Well,
stakeholders,
yeah,
people.
I mean, we all knew Rihanna was a smart businesswoman. Like, that's one
Obviously,
of the images I had of her.
Very much so. And I think
Yeah.
I think it's just only logical. I mean, if you're going to do the Super Bowl, you don't just do the Super Bowl. You milk it as
No.
much as you
Yeah.
can in
Yeah.
every way.
You gain such a huge amount um of visibility.
Mhm.
Um and I mean, Rihanna is, I think, known to everybody who knows music and likes music. Not necessarily that everybody likes Rihanna, but everybody knows her.
Mhm.
Um, and even though we haven't heard from her musically for years, in my opinion, I haven't heard of anything new from Rihanna. I mean, obviously, you said the Wakanda thing. I didn't have that on. That was like completely passed under my radar. Um, So for me, in the last couple of years, it's been Savage. I think I heard of Savage X Fenty first, and then I think she launched her makeup line. And I have heard of those, and I keep hearing about those as well. So it's kind of, she stays visible um through that, but like musically I haven't heard a lot from her. Listening to the halftime show, it's kind of like you're reminded. It took me back to my teenage years, honestly, because it all these songs like Umbrella and I don't know, obviously not just teenage years also following, but like early teenage years, a lot of those songs. And I was like, these there are so many hits in there, and you kind of are reminded how big Rihanna is or was. um and I'm interested to see what she's going to bring out, and if she's going to be able to keep that level, or if the time, I don't think the time has passed for her, but maybe she's gonna come out with similar stuff. Maybe she's gonna come out with new stuff like Pink, you know?
She's gonna turn a corner. Yeah, yeah. Because she's already said that the work that she wants to put out, new music, is gonna be experimental, and that probably her fans, her current fans, won't understand it.
Mm.
She's already said that, so she just wants to do what she wants to do now, which is a
Well,
right.
she's earned it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because in her, I don't know if you're aware of this, her previous manager, actually, the one where she started off with, he wanted her to make an album a year, and she did that for 10 years.
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
that brings a
Mhm.
lot of music and that brings a lot of hits.
Yeah.
Especially if the label is behind it and is pushing everything to the max. And
Mhm.
it worked because she had a lot of hits. And there are some really great songs in there that, stand the test of
Mhm.
time. So she actually talked about that in a press conference for the halftime show.
Mhm.
She said that there are probably 39 different versions of the set list right now that they were going to have to choose from. And this was
Wow.
just to like collect all the hits, because the show in itself, the halftime show, is only 13 minutes long.
Yeah.
So you have to put all these hits into 13 minutes. So they had to choose which ones, and then which part of the hit, how much time do you take for it, and so there were 39 different
Wait, does that
possibilities.
mean before 2 days
Also,
before the show, her dancers didn't know the actual routine?
that's what she said. 39
Mhm.
possibilities. I don't know if they just had like a choreography for 13 minutes and that's it, and they did it however the set list would be. I don't know. I don't know if, choreographies for different songs would be interchangeable. I imagine they could be. Um, but yeah.
Mm, I mean, I disagree. I don't think they could be interchangeable. I think some of them could be adaptable, but the way they were hitting the accents there at certain points in the music, I don't think you can do that to any song. So, yeah, that's interesting. It's very interesting.
Hmm. I mean, but
But
these are
yeah,
all professionals, eh? You show them a thing, and
yeah,
after 5 minutes, they
yeah,
know it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and there was an Easter egg. Did you see the Easter egg? So apparently,
Mm.
uh, one of the dancers, only one, while the others were doing something else or even standing still, there was one of them doing a TikTok dance.
Really?
Yeah.
She had what, like 100 dancers or like at least 50? Um, it was insane, and then more arrived at some point, or
Yeah.
am I imagining this?
No,
Didn't
it
they, like,
was
march
I
onto
don't
the
know
field?
I don't know where they
Where
all
did they
came
come
from.
from?
There were so many.
There were so many. It was so funny, though. Like, at one point during the show, I literally just started laughing because, like, the way they came on the show and then, like, they just kind of moved all the cameras, and I was just like, "This is so funny. This is really great, but it's also so funny."
Yeah, no, it was really well done. I think if I ever get the chance to do the Super Bowl, I'm gonna do it.
Well, I'm gonna, cross my fingers for you. Um,
Thank you.
I don't think I would. I don't think I like, if I'm, like, big and I don't know, like, really good at doing live shows, maybe, yeah, okay. But
Of
no,
course you would.
otherwise but no, I wouldn't otherwise, I'd be scared shitless,
Well, of
you know,
course, but
it's
you don't get it if you're not like huge. I would
I mean,
definitely do it. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's only 13 minutes.
it's true, it's true, and you're only
Yeah,
prepping for months beforehand.
exactly. Exactly. I love it.
Oh god. Yeah. No, it's so interesting to me that that is such a big thing because, like, I know that the Super Bowl is a huge thing in the USA, and I know that some people here watch it as well. Um, and like, but it's not a huge thing, I feel. Not in my circle of friends. It's like
American
nobody talks
football?
about the Super
No,
Bowl. Yeah, no, and the
not at
Super
all.
Bowl as well. Like nobody really talks about it. So it's interesting to see how it impacts the music industry though, because people in the music industry know about the Super Bowl and the halftime show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
they
it's
do.
like it's a thing and that does come across here. But, yeah, it's really interesting. Did you get any, like, statistics on whether that was also from different countries or
No,
if it was, like, from the US alone?
these are global numbers, like for across streaming platforms and
Mhm.
everything worldwide. But I guess the source of them, the most people who are interacting with the Super Bowl are American, or at least, yeah, the countries that watch
Yeah,
American
yeah.
football. I do think that Europe has a little tiny part in it because we kind of can feel a little bit the excitement growing, and of course we
Mhm.
see the TikToks and the Instagram posts and the posts on social media, but we don't
Mhm.
interact with American football in the same way. Um,
Yeah.
I definitely don't think that people here bought a lot of the football themed um, merch
No, I
and
don't think
like
so either.
football shaped makeup sponge. We don't really have a connection with that.
Mm, no.
But yeah, maybe people did buy like the powder thing,
Yeah,
the
maybe.
compact powder.
I mean, also, it's like there's
Probably.
300 million people in the US alone. So,
That's
like,
a lot. That's a
yeah, it's a
lot.
lot of people. And I
Yes.
don't know how many of them watch the Super Bowl, but I'd imagine it'd be like a lot of them.
I mean, overall, it's just amazing, and I do think that it can get other balls rolling. Like I said, like sync. The artist's music
Mhm.
is looked at more for sync, so you end
True.
up
Yeah.
in maybe a couple more films than you would have if you weren't doing the Super Bowl,
Or
or
advertisings or something.
yeah, series or
Advertisements.
ads. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, so
And
yeah,
people will use your stuff more on Instagram and stuff because it's more current. So you
if
kind
it's
of, yeah.
trending, then
Mm.
Europe obviously, or and Asia also jumps
Yeah. Yeah.
on the thing. Yeah,
Exactly.
so yeah. Anyway, so overall conclusion: if you get the chance to do the Super Bowl, do it.
Yeah. True. Also, congratulations to Rihanna on being pregnant and having another baby soon. That's all for today, I think. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Unboxing Women. If you've ever had an experience you'd like to share with us, send us a DM or tag us in your post with the hashtag suchabitch. Or send us an email on suchabitch@unboxingwomen.com. Don't forget to drop us a like on Instagram or wherever you're listening. My name is Mike Rose and I've been chatting with Donna Rex. Tune into another episode of Unboxing Women next week. If you want to connect with us, we've got all our social links down below. Thanks again for listening and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.